I am in my first term as a member. And growing up as a kid in Alpine, Texas, I always heard this saying with respect to things that were really, really hard. And that saying was, it takes an act of Congress to do that. And for the first time in my life, Mr. Speaker, I finally understand what that means. Because part of our challenge as an institution is that we are so wrapped up in who goes first, whether it's the House or the Senate. The House passed a bill by 390 votes. That's great. The Senate version passed by 93-3. And here we are discussing whether the House version or the Senate version is better. And in the meantime, we are failing our veterans. My own view is that people across the political spectrum, veterans and non-veterans alike, are tired of the political blame game and the finger pointing. Notice that once, or not once, did I ever really talk about the differences between Democrats and Republicans. Because frankly, there are both Democratic veterans and Republican veterans, and libertarian veterans and independent veterans, and apolitical and non-political veterans. The issue of veterans should not be something that we pound each other over the head on. The issue of veterans is something that should bring us all together in a cohesive fashion so that we can move forward as a country and show the rest of America that Congress can actually function as intended, that it can actually work its will as a body and move a product forward. The idea that we would have to wait for a clean bill, that we would have to wait for procedure to take its course and for things to happen is telling people, we'll get to it. Along the board, there's a saying, and that saying is mañana. Mañana seems to be the busiest day of Congress's week. Mañana. We'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow seems to be the day that Congress takes action on every single issue. And veterans are too important to be left till tomorrow. The American people view Congress as an institution that is very full of hot air and don't understand why we recess in August when it's hot here, because we would fit right in with the rest of the environment in the month of August. The approval ratings for Congress are lower than they've ever been since the Gallup organization started taking polls. And it would appear to me that there's good reason for that. I have great respect for the chairman and the other members of this body. Their work, I admire. I don't admire, though, how much time it takes for this Congress to move forward. Another day, another hearing, another conversation, another headline, all of that while another veteran waits, and another veteran waits, and another veteran waits. My motion to instruct doesn't touch top side or bottom the rest of the Senate bill. My motion to instruct talks about one particular provision of the Senate bill, and that one particular provision deals with additional space, additional leases for additional facilities. It doesn't talk about choice cards or private pay or the rates or any of those other things, which are crucial issues and important. My motion just deals with this issue that I talked about earlier, which is the funnel. We have such a narrow opening in this funnel that we try to channel all of our veterans through, and there's not enough space. There's not enough resources there. We don't have adequate health care providers in the mental health fields, for example. We don't have enough specialists. We don't have enough places to put them. We don't have enough facilities. People have to go too far in order to get their health care, and as a result, they're not getting their health care at all. Mr. Speaker, mañana isn't good enough. Mañana, tomorrow, should not be the busiest day of our week. This is not an issue or a question that should be left for tomorrow. This is an issue that the Congress can decide now. immediately. We can instruct our conferees not on the rest of the aspects of the bill, because I understand that takes time and negotiation, but we can come together on one part of the bill. We can come together on the one part of the bill that says we need additional facilities, not only in Texas, although Texas needs them, but in other states as well. That serves all of our veterans well. This isn't about a Democratic position or a Democratic Senate versus a Republican position and a Republican House. This is about our veterans who served every day in uniform, who sacrificed every day, so that 435 people here in this body and 100 people in the body across the way could serve and do our jobs and vote and participate in the American democratic experiment. We wouldn't be here participating in this American democratic experiment but for the service and the sacrifices of our veterans. If we recognize that, if we truly recognize that, then we would step forward now, not tomorrow. We would step forward now and admit that we desperately need additional VA facilities. We desperately need those 26 additional places. And we could put off for the conferees and allow the conferees the latitude to discuss all of the rest of the bills. But we ought to be able to come together on that one thing. And that one thing is those additional 26 facilities. Waiting for a clean bill. I can't tell you, Mr. Speaker, how many times in meeting with the VA or with the VFW or the American Legion or any one of a number of organizations like the Vietnam veterans, I can't tell you how many times they tell me they have been asked to wait another day. Wait, you'll get your bill. Wait, we'll take care of you. Wait, we understand you're important. They don't need a pat on the head. They don't need a pat on the shoulder. What they need is what they've earned. And what they've earned is health care. And those 26 additional facilities would help us get them their health care and help us get them exactly what they need and what our government has committed to them, regardless of party, regardless of rhetoric, regardless of partisanship, regardless of blame, regardless of whatever. If I started by saying it takes an act of Congress to do this, this is a great opportunity for Congress to step forward and say, through an act of Congress, we understand how important the veterans are, and we're not saving that till tomorrow. You will get your 26 facilities, your 26 additional facilities. We will broaden that pipeline so more veterans across this country will have access to health care, and we'll do it now. And Mr. Speaker, I don't think that's too much to ask.